Minutes right now to David Tanklefsky, find out what's going on the roadways. Good morning, David.
And good morning to you, Matt. Couple minutes past 5:10 here, and still a good-looking ride as you make your way in towards the city. We'll keep an eye on the Zakim and the Leverett ramps throughout the morning, but as you can see, so far so good. Northbound, of course, very quiet, and the southbound, anytime it looks like the same as the northbound side, you know it's a pretty good ride to start things off. We've seen volume increase over the last 5 or 10 minutes here on the Zakim, but just by a touch. Hopefully it remains pretty calm and quiet. Let's take a look at traffic approaching the city from the south. Here is the expressway getting towards the O'Neill Tunnel. This is pretty calm, same with the southbound side at the moment. And we'll show you on the maps one accident scene that we are dealing with. This is on 95 southbound, heading away from the commuter traffic in Sharon near Route 1. We'll keep an eye on that and much more throughout the morning. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECN. And good morning to you, Matt. A lot of commuters probably wishing it was already that 4th of July weekend. We've had a number of slowdowns and accidents on the roadway. Here's another one, 128 northbound in Dedham. You can see traffic slowing down as you work your way by this accident scene, which is off to the right side of the road. You do have all 4 lanes of traffic available to you, but especially on that center right and right hand lane, it's a pretty slow ride making your way by this scene in the accident in the breakdown lane. Let's take a look at traffic as you see a little bit of the backup there. Here's closer to downtown. Tobin Bridge traffic backed up towards the center span. We've got delays coming in through the Chelsea area as well. Let's head to the maps and we'll show you what we're looking at for drive times and the slowdowns that we were mentioning. Here's the accident. The copter was over 128 in the Dedham area. We've also got slowdowns on 95 in Sharon due to an accident scene. Drive times are what you would expect for a pretty busy day at the start of summer. About a half hour here from the split up to the O'Neill Tunnel, and you can see pretty red all the way through there approaching the tunnel in downtown Boston. In the Metro West area, this accident in Framingham, this actually has cleared up, but you can still see traffic very slow as you make your way in towards Route 9. Drive time from 495 to Logan is 47 minutes, but if you're coming in from outside the 495 belt, give yourself a few extra minutes to get into the city. That's your latest traffic update. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECN. Hey Matt, good morning to you and good morning everybody. Here's 128 and we are making our way towards the Braintree split. You can see traffic on both sides running pretty quietly here. We did have an accident back on 128 northbound in Dedham, and that is still out there on the scene causing some slowdowns. But as we make our way along the southbound side of the roadway heading towards the split, no heavy delays. Pretty good ride there. Doesn't mean it's cool sailing everywhere. Here's 93 in Somerville. Not bad as you start to make your way in towards the city. This is coming down through the Medford stretch. Gets a little bit hung up in spaces between 128 and Somerville. Let's go to the maps and you can get a better picture of what we're looking at this morning. On the Mass Pike, we're up to over an hour now heading by that earlier accident in Framingham. It's really got the ride started off pretty slowly. Traffic stretching back towards 495 and a little bit beyond it. We've also got some slowdowns on 93. We mentioned pockets of traffic on 128 heading down on 93 south from there to Medford and Somerville. You can see this stretch of red is that traffic that we're mentioning. 49-50 minutes from the state line to the Zakim Bridge. In terms of delays, we're seeing some on the Framingham-Worcester lines, both inbound and outbound. Providence-Stoughton line seeing outbound delays on the Providence train. That's your latest traffic update. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECN.
Find out what's happening on the roads. David, any big incidents right now or just kind of run of the mill?
We're kind of run of the mill now. We've got some volume traffic after some of the earlier incidents have eased out. A couple of accidents seen south of town. One was on 95, one was on 128 in Sharon and Dedham, respectively. Those have cleared up. Here we are on the expressway coming out of Dorchester up towards the Boston area. And it's just volume issues for the most part at the moment. Of course, that can always change minute by minute, but it looks good here as you start to make your way towards the O'Neill. Here's the Leverett, and the down ramp is squeezing back towards 93. Traffic on the up ramp relatively calm. You've got a little bit of company there. Here's 93 coming in from the deck. This looks pretty quiet onto the Zakim Bridge and into the O'Neill Tunnel. Let's go to the maps and we'll show you what we're looking at for drive times. We've kept this eye on the Pike for quite a while. Still over an hour from 495 to Logan. Just below this little white box here, you'll see a car. This is a disabled vehicle on 495 southbound in the Worcester area. And the Pike, this is the bigger problem today. Heading out towards Natick, there are delays eastbound and coming in towards the city. You can see over an hour of delays as you make your way in. We're also dealing with traffic as you come down 93 from the state line towards the Zakim Bridge. Close to an hour for the drive time with the heaviest traffic through Medford towards Sullivan Square. That's your latest traffic update. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECN. The job done, just like us today, Matt. This is a look at Boston just after 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's not bad here, but he's right. There is some traffic as you make your way in towards town. People coming into the city. People have work today. Here's the southbound side approaching the Zakim Bridge, and it's running pretty quietly right now. We'll also show you traffic a little bit further back on 93 in the Somerville area, and you'll see on 93 it's relatively quiet as you make your way in towards town. No heavy delays as you start to come down here towards the Zakim stretch. Here's 93 backing up for a minute or two here by Sullivan Square, but nothing that's going to hold you up for too long. It's been a pretty calm ride on 93 in general coming in towards the city. The one slow spot today has really been the expressway, and that continues to be a little bit sluggish moving past an earlier accident near Savin Hill. We're looking at 35 minutes from 495 south to Logan. These drive times really haven't ticked up at all since very early on this morning. 15 minutes from 128 to the Zakim Bridge. Not bad. Bit of building volume from Medford to Somerville, as we mentioned, but without a whole lot of traffic coming down the pike here. It should be quiet. The pike as in the future, not the pike itself. It should be pretty quiet there throughout the morning. And here you go with some slowdowns from 24 to the O'Neill. 33 minutes is your drive time. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECA.
On the roadways, how are we doing? What are we looking at? 93 southbound here, David?
Good eye, Matt. Very good eye. 93 southbound. This is in the Somerville area, and this is approaching the Zakim Bridge. Traffic here pretty quiet. Overall volume is light today, given that we've got the 3-day weekend coming up. You can see the northbound side or the southbound side of the roadway coming from the northern suburbs looks pretty good for you. We'll check in on the gas tank. This has been one of the few slow spots today, but the good news is it's starting to move along as you make your way up towards Savin Hill and Morrissey Boulevard. The southbound side running right around the speed limit. We were told at the heart of the delays, southbound traffic was running well and northbound was down to 5 or 10 miles per hour. So you can see it's picked up there quite a bit. Let's go to the maps and we will show you what we're looking at for drive times. 35 minutes from 24 all the way up to the O'Neill Tunnel. Now the heart of the delay, of course, is as you make your way from the split up towards the O'Neill, and it eases out for the last mile or so. That's your latest traffic update. I'm David Tanklefsky, NECA.